All right, what is up, YouTube? MK40 here. We are here with.
Dan from YGOrganization.com.
All right, so if you guys don't know the organization, they've been basically digging out all the information that we could actually ever want from the Yu-Gi-Oh community. And I mean, how many hours do you guys actually spend on that?
I myself am spending at least 12 hours a day on it.
Well, there you guys go. So they are going to be introducing this little game that you see on my screen here called Herosync, which is going to be a fully digital card game that you're going to be able to get the chance to play. Give me a little bit of details on this, Dan.
Okay, so Herosync is a digital free-to-play card game in which you get to choose a hero and build a deck to compete against another player. The players of the game, through the results of their play, will be able to directly influence the ever-evolving story. We have a series of playable characters that each have cards unique to them and then a generic card pool similar to a variety of other games, but the most unique thing about ours is that downloading the game, registering an account, and 3 of every single card in it will be absolutely free. And you'll actually be able to earn money playing the game.
So give me some details on that. Players like when you hear that.
So the first question everyone asks is, like, how do you possibly make money? And as anyone who plays League of Legends can tell you, you can make a lot of money off a free game by just selling cosmetics, but beyond that, we also have, outside of casual play, competitive play in the game that you have 2 methods of paying to enter. One would be a ranked play license that allows you to enter for the whole season. The other is just a tournament that would last, say, a weekend. If a tournament had a $5 entry fee and 8 people entered it, $40 would be raised, $40 would be given out to the top 3 players. We would take no cut of the tournament income. The ranked play licenses we plan on taking about 30% from. The other 70% is completely given out to the players. If the ranked play license was, for example, $1 and 1 million people entered, then there'd be an $1 million prize pool for the players at the end of the season.
That'd be rather interesting.
Or I guess that would be a $700,000 prize pool, sorry. But still, obviously that's a pretty substantial amount of money to be giving out to people.
Yeah, exactly.
How much is given out to who, I'm not going to specifically reveal because I don't want to just give my business model to anyone listening. But that will obviously be revealed closer to the official launch of the game.
All right. So scrolling down here, we've got the little breakdown model for budget. You want to give me a little bit of a rundown on this?
Yeah, sure. So when you use Kickstarter, they have all sorts of rules and regulations about what goes through it. And first and foremost, they're going to take 5% of everything we raise for themselves. So if we need 100 grand, better make it 105 because you know they're going to take 5,000 of that just for them.
Mm-hmm.
There's also the payment processing part of that is because PayPal can only use the goods and services version for something like this along with all the other processing methods. And then there's like reward fulfillment. Since we're doing a Kickstarter, some people want to make sure that they're getting like shirts and stuff. They only back a project when they get stuff like that. And then business costs, lawyer fees, and all this other noise. And then taxes, because the amount of money we're asking for is paid all at once, so it's treated as income above a certain amount. And that all in is about 45% of everything raised doesn't get to go towards the game, but 55 of it does. That 5% there for QA and polish, that is hopefully pretty self-explanatory, and then the 10% for audio and music, and then 40% is for the coding, the art, all the play testers, salaries, and stuff like that. So all in, when we crunched the numbers, we got like quotes from all these artists that we like. We put together a huge spreadsheet of people from ArtStation, and we are still taking applications from any other artists, of course. It looked like it was going to be roughly like 85 grand all in to get everything paid for. But then once you add in all the other fees and stuff, it ended up coming close to 150. That's a pretty unrealistic number to ask for something no one can see. So we figured we would do this pre-Kickstarter, which is what you're looking at on your screen. Everything raised at this point is being done through PayPal gift. There's no Kickstarter take on it and stuff. So instead of only keeping $5.50 of every $10, we're actually keeping a little over $9 of each, which is going a long way. It's going to lower that final target. It's like for every $1,000 raised of this, the final target's lowering by 1,400, and then we're also able to put all of the money raised right now into the development of the game, because everything else, like the reward fulfillment and stuff, can come later out of that final pie.
Yeah.
And then these things that we're paying for, like artworks and stuff, can go into the Kickstarter to make sure that the one that everyone gets to see will be more engaging and more likely to succeed.
All right, so give me a little bit of a breakdown here. Where do you think players are going to go with this if they want to support you?
So right now, the best thing they can do is to just click on the Introducing Herosync banner on YGOrganization and just reading the post to get a feel for what it is they can back. The other really good place to check out would just be our Discord. There is a link to it in that post. If you'd be so kind, you can also place one in your video.
Yeah, I got you.
There's an announcements tab in that has everything we've been revealing. Every day there's been a reveal about the game for the last month, and there's also an FAQ page where all of literally frequently asked questions are being shown, and then like a general chat. There's about 600 people in there. We've raised over $3,000 so far, and we've got an awful lot of people who are just very excited about the game, and they're always looking for more people to talk to about it and theorize ideas together with and stuff.
So basically, being a Yu-Gi-Oh player, most people don't want to spend a lot of money, so I guess the Gamma support tier would probably be where you're going to see a lot of people.
Yes and no. So as I said, we're at $3,000 raised, but that's from the 49 backers. So the average is certainly a lot higher than $10. There is a fair amount of 10,000. There's a fair amount of $10 ones. Like, don't get me wrong, but the most popular one has actually been the elite player tier.
Oh, really? The $100 one down here?
Yep.
All right. People really do like unique stuff.
That's true.
All right. I see you. So overall, all of these are pretty affordable, especially getting in on base level, honestly. So if you guys are watching this and you're interested in this, these are going to be the tiers that you're going to have available to you. To basically want to play. And if you're like, I'm hesitant, but I still want to give, then look towards the Gamma, the Beta, and the Alpha. They're definitely more affordable, I feel, in terms of numbers. And I'm sure anything that we can get to help towards the game's development would definitely be a help, correct?
Oh, absolutely. I've been keeping track of everything in an Excel spreadsheet and keeping track of things. Anyone who backs in this period gets to reserve a username in the final game on a first-come, first-served basis. They're also guaranteed 10% off every in-game purchase, whether it's the rank play license or any cosmetic, for the entire life of their account. That will never expire, as a thank you for donating at this phase, because like I said, it's all worth 1.5 times what they're actually sending in, sometimes more. So
all right, now over on the Introducing Herosync final 2 weeks here, we are nearing the pre-phase, basically, right?
Yeah, so as I mentioned, this pre-Kickstarter phase where we're offering like the 10% off and stuff, that's going until May 4th. That gives it an entire month. I'm not going to be cluttering YGOrganization with this Herosync stuff beyond that. I feel that's unfair to people who come to the site for Yu-Gi-Oh news. They don't want to be buried alive in something that's not Yu-Gi-Oh, and I understand that. I've been running this site for 5 years. I know what you guys like. But this is a project that's incredibly important to us. So I did make a post saying that there's only 2 weeks left so that everyone can be kept up to date. I included a previous interview that had been done in case people wanted to get in on that.
Yep, check out Cybernight's interview. It's already posted for those of you that are interested as well.
And then another link to the Discord, just to help people reach more information about the game. But as I said with that article right in the URL, it was the last thing that was going to be in YGOrganization related to Herosync.
So, where are they going to be able to go after this, besides the Discord, to find information on this? Is there going to be a herosync.com?
There is. I own herosync.com, .ca, .net. I made sure to grab all of those.
Okay, so give it a little bit. That'll start forming here over time, I assume.
Yep. So we were going to work on herosync.com much sooner, but the programmer for the the back-end web developer, our full-stack guy, Alex, he actually had a job on the side during these last few weeks working
Okay.
for Dragon Force, so we've had a bit of a bigger priority for him.
So, when can we expect this to fully take off?
What do you mean by this? The game?
What's our window? Like,
So I strictly adhere to the better to do it right than fast mentality.
so
with
year,
the
2 years, maybe?
I would like to see the Kickstarter go up this coming July.
Okay.
But of course, if, like, as I said, I've raised about $3,000. That's good to pay for like 10 incredibly high quality artworks, or I could use a lot of that to pay for music instead. I'm going to prioritize some things, and what I'm actually trying to get put together is a demo that people can download and play in the next couple months. And I'm going to include that with the Kickstarter so you can colloquially try before you buy, right?
Okay.
And you'll be able to play against other people on it. I'm going to pay for a server for people to screw around on it. It'll be as if Herosync came out. It's just going to be a little ugly. But it'll have like some starter decks on it, which are probably only going to have so many different cards because I'm only going to afford so many artworks depending on how much we raise.
Yeah.
But it's all about trying to just make that and the experience of the Kickstarter as good as possible. If that means it has to take until August to get all the kinks out, so be it. I'm not going to put a firm end date on it. To pull a Konami, it's no sooner than tomorrow, right? But
yeah,
it's definitely doesn't have a no later than date, after which the Kickstarter will run for, I'm thinking 60 days. I might go 30. I'm probably going to go 60 to be honest. And then after that, it's just how long does it take to spend the money. It comes down to like stretch goals. If we actually raise like the full 85,000, that's at the cheapest rate of an artist I found that I felt the quality was acceptable of. That would mean him working on one piece of art for 2 weeks for 150 artworks. You're looking at, like, what is that, like 300 weeks? Like, that's like 6 years before the game would come out. As opposed to, like, if it raised like 300 grand, well, now I can afford like 3 or 4 artists and this thing comes out in a year, right? So,
all right.
It just all depends on the success of the Kickstarter, the time duration it comes out. This isn't some major studio with hard deadlines. It's got to be out by this Christmas or anything. We care more about the game being good than we do about like making money off of it. That's a big reason it's free. It's just straight up, I want people to be able to do whatever they want in the game. The design of the game is as uninhibiting as possible. We don't even have phases. If you want to summon a monster, I'm just going to use Yu-Gi-Oh terms here, you could summon a monster, attack with it, summon another monster, and attack with that one too. Summon another one, suicide it into their dude, summon one into the empty zone, and attack directly with it. It doesn't matter. There's no bottlenecking, there's no floodgating. You do whatever the heck you want, as long as it's within the rules of the game, of course.
All right. Any final comments here?
Well, I gave Cyber Knight a neat little reveal, so I'll give anyone watching your channel one too. I feel like that's fair.
All right, hit me up with this so I can share this with everybody here.
There's 5 heroes in our game, and we've only shown 4 of them.
Ooh.
The 5th one is a guy named Tutarik. He's a Venom hero. His abilities are based on reducing the stats of opposing creatures, and if they reach 0, they die.
Ooh, okay. You got a piece of little fancy art for this guy yet?
No, I don't.
Ooh, okay, all right.
Yeah. I will say he's the next art that I'm paying for, and if I get something like that, then I can send it to you, and you can be the first to show people. But
all right.
It's, like I said, we're in the middle of raising money so that we can get art like that.
I actually really like the concept of that. So.
Yeah, the core gimmick of the gameplay itself, obviously the core gimmick of the business model is that the cards are free, but the game is about playing as a character, not just the cards in his deck. And the character themselves has abilities. They level up during the game, and they have like a talent tree. So, for example, Tutarik that I just mentioned, at level 1, his ability just lowers an opponent's monster's power by 10. These guys go up as high as 100, and if their power is reduced to 0, they die. At the end of the second player's turn, the non-starting player's turn, both players level up to 2, and he has a choice of 3 different abilities to pick from, one of which says each time you use a counter, what Yu-Gi-Oh would call a trap, the power of all opposing followers is reduced by 10. One would say each time you use what Yu-Gi-Oh calls a spell, it reduces the power of one of their guys by 10 per spell that you play. or one that just straight up does 20 damage to their life points, which is I can't remember how to convert that to Yu-Gi-Oh off the top of my head. There's 400 life total, and it's just a free shot of 20 per turn.
Oh, wow. That's
Yeah,
pretty
so
ridiculous.
you would pick one of those three, and then at level 3, you would get to pick a different one, and it does not replace the earlier one. You'd be able to use your level 2 one again the next turn.
That's pretty interesting. I do like the fact of like deck masters essentially, or something that you get to use and actually have a skill tree for. That's very unique.
Yeah, it allows you to make on-the-fly decisions or build a deck entirely around the abilities.
All right. Well, that is your introduction to Herosync, guys. Dan, thank you for being here for this. And
thank you for having me.
Yeah, absolutely. If you guys have any questions, I'll leave links and stuff down below. You guys can check out everything. I'm sure Dan will be in my comment section as well to answer questions people might have.
I'll do my best.
All right, guys, we're out. Peace. The ride never, well, truly ends. Thank you, patrons. Without you guys, I don't know what I'd be wearing in these videos. I might be a truffle shuffle incident all over again. Guys, please also check out Vanquil40 for some awesome Vanguard content. Some other interesting stuff you might find up here on the left or in the description as well. Thanks for watching.